All right. Well, welcome to our first guest on the Business of the Week show here on our YouTube channel at Franchise Prospectors. Our very first guest that we're going to interview on the Business of the Week is Chip Baranowski. Chip is the Director of Franchise Development for an outstanding brand called Green Home Solutions. And with that said, let's get them on stage here. Chip, welcome. And how are things going for you?
Well, good, John. Thanks for having me on your show. I'm glad to be your very first guest. And I really love this opportunity that I'm with now, Green Home Solutions. So a little bit about our brand is our franchise owners are basically providing safe, innovative products and services that create healthier indoor environments for families and businesses. We do this with our own proprietary EPA registered eco-friendly products. And I want to emphasize on that. All our products that we use are all plant-based enzymes that are safe for the environment, families, pets, and plants. There's not any companies out there doing it the way we're doing it right now. And we're kind of leading the charge here. We have about 62 owners that own just under 200 territories, and we still have a lot of available territories across the U.S., which John can share with you later on. We are 100% franchise focused. We don't have any corporate stores. We want to focus on the success and the support of our owners, and our senior management team and operations staff have over 200 years of experience in the franchise and indoor air quality. Our mission, I always talk to people, and John, I'm sure you do the same. When you're looking at a franchise, make sure you align with the company's mission, vision, and values. So our mission is to enhance the lives and families and protect the planet by fostering healthier, safer, and more sustainable living environment. Our core values are mutual respect, integrity, teamwork, and transparency. So when we're having conversations with our owners, when our owners are having conversations with their employees and their customers, it's all, the mutual respect, the dignity and respect that we show our people, the integrity, upholding the highest standards of honesty and ethics, the teamwork, collaborating. Us at the corporate office, as well as our franchise owners, are collaborating together to make better lives for our customers. And more importantly, is being transparent when we're communicating with our customers. We're not coming in and trying to use scare tactics to get a job. We're really wanting to show them what we can do to help them live better lives through clean air. We have several different product lines, that our franchise owners use. And instead of me going through each one of these, John, I have a quick, short little video that kind of explains things in a nicer way than just me. So I'm just going to click here, and we're going to watch this short little video here.
Awesome.
We're Green Home Solutions, the industry leader in all things indoor air quality. Let's explore our full suite of indoor air quality services. Air quality testing. Our state-of-the-art testing equipment helps identify pollutants, allergens, particulates, VOCs, and contaminants in your home's air, providing you with valuable insights into your indoor air quality. Mold. Utilizing our proprietary solution made of enzymes harvested from the aloe vera plant, our remediation services not only eliminate mold, but also help prevent its return by continuing to work even after mold has been remediated. Crawl space encapsulation. Our crawl space encapsulation services create a protective barrier, improving energy efficiency and preventing indoor air contamination. Odor removal. Whether it's pets, smoking, or something else, our odor removal services effectively neutralize and eliminate odors at their source. Disinfection services. Green Home Solutions disinfection services utilize safe and effective hospital-grade disinfectants to engulf, overwhelm, and digest bad bacteria and remain effective for up to 90 days. Duct cleaning. Duct cleaning ensures your HVAC system functions efficiently, removing dust, allergens, and contaminants from your home. Probiotics. Our revolutionary chemical-free environmental probiotic air purification solution introduces a carefully cultured strain of beneficial probiotics into your air to maintain a balanced and healthy indoor microbiome, improving air quality over time. Take the first step towards a healthier home today. 1-800-SOLUTIONS.
So another question that always comes up is, who are our customers? And it's not just one base that we're dealing with. We deal with a broad customer base out there today. So we have, for instance, homeowners, for example. It might be somebody that has allergy issues, like the video said, or maybe some health issues. We deal in the healthcare profession as well. We're partnering up with allergists and homeopathic doctors, as well as hospitals and clinics that need disinfectant services. And we work with small businesses of all shapes and sizes, daycares, commercial properties, managers, facilities, fitness facilities, and then typically real estate agents and home inspectors that are working with their home buyer or seller that come into a home that might have some issues that we can resolve for them. Our onboarding process is pretty unique as well. We have from the time you sign the franchise agreement to open, we can typically get somebody up and operating within 90 days. So it's broken down into 3 weeks of training. The first week is online, going through a lot of education and certifications. You're going to get a certification in mold removal. And that's what also sets us apart, in the sense that a lot of our competitors that are doing mold removal do not have any certifications. Then you're going to go up and spend a week up in our classroom up in Connecticut and learn about the science behind what we do, all about what mold's all about, all the chemicals the eco-friendly chemicals we're using and how they work in helping our customers. And then more importantly, you're going to spend a week in the field. What's great about our model too, different than other franchise concepts, is we have a two-tiered level of education and support, meaning we have our corporate staff that supports our franchise owners and trains them, but then we have 5 area representatives that are successful franchise owners within our system that are helping with the onboarding process and the ongoing support. So you're actually going to spend a week in your AR's territory learning how to do this business. You're going to go out on inspections, and you're going to go out and do indoor air quality testing and mold removal. So you're going to get that hands-on feel. And then when you get back into your local market, in addition to our corporate staff, you're going to have weekly calls with your ARs. They're a phone call away if you have questions. And our owners really like that they're talking to somebody else that's running this business as well and can share best practice. Lead generation. How do you get customers? Well, it's not just one specific way. It's a multi-pronged approach. So the first is your online presence. So when you come on board, we have a great company that partners up and gets your microsite set up off of our Green Home Solutions website. Make sure it's optimized properly. Social media is set up. Google AdWords are targeted and gets your customer review platform set up. The second is lead aggregators. These are companies that generate leads for you, like Angie's List, which I think everybody's heard of before, or better known as Angie's now, Home Advisors, Thumbtack. And so you're going to buy leads from clients that have potential needs for our services. Then we do direct mail as well. You'll do a direct mail campaign when you launch, letting your territory know that you've just opened a business and what you do, as well as we send them out to referral sources in your area, those common ones that send us a lot of referrals. We want to introduce ourselves to those individuals via direct mail and then follow up with them. And then last, and what is more important, is that community outreach component. You have to get out in the local community. And John, people don't think about indoor air quality every day. They think about mini blinds or carpets because they can visualize these things. But when we're sitting in our home every day, breathing the air in and out, we don't realize how it affects us and how we can come in and we can find out what's going on and helping them live better lives through clean air, and maybe deal with some health issues that they might have by purifying the air in their homes, or get rid of mold that they didn't know what was there. Green Home Solutions provides a lot of the back-end support and the marketing with a lot of great collateral materials. And in fact, we just launched to all our owners in January this year. Each month we come out with 4 or 5 market accelerators that are already ready to go for our franchise owners. All they have to do is plug and play them. So it's things like in this one for January, it was a postcard, direct mail piece. It was 2 collateral pieces. It was 3 blog posts, 4 drip email campaigns, and 5 bonus social media images. And in addition to that, we also have a national call center that our franchise owners can use after hours or on weekends, or if they're out on jobs, they want to forward the calls in there. The call center will actually book appointments for them if somebody calls into their office. Who are we looking for in an ideal owner? Well, we're looking for individuals that desire to improve health and well-being of people in their community. Find environmentally friendly businesses appealing. Have strong consultative sales and leadership background. Again, we're not the used car salesperson. We're out there educating and consulting people. You feel comfortable managing a small blue-collar labor force. You feel comfortable getting your hands dirty a little bit, because in the beginning, we want you to understand how to do the work that we're doing to be able to better manage your staff, as well as you might have to lend a hand in the early days of your business in case somebody calls in sick. We are looking for full-time efforts, preferably. We do have an executive model, John, where you bring a general manager on with some equity in the business, because we want that GM to stick. We don't want them to just one day walk off. And if you're working a full-time job, who's going to handle your business then? That you're financially capable to fund the business, as well as have 12 months of personal living expenses if you don't have another spouse that's working. And these are just some of the backgrounds of some of our owners. It's a wide variety, from people out of the home service industry, real estate, science and medical field, engineers, B2B salespeople, and we have a large veteran base as well. About 20% of our owners, John, are actually military veterans that have come into our system as well. Investment. The investment all in, including the initial franchise fee of $55,000. John, we do have a veterans and a first responder discount of 20%. So that's an $11,000 discount off the franchise fee. Our equipment package is $45,000. That provides you with all the equipment and the chemicals to run your operation. And the rest is working capital for grand opening. The working capital handles the day-to-day things, from your lease payment of your vehicle, your payroll for your staff, and this is good for 3 to 6 months. Now, we do sell additional territories, so we have a lot of our owners average about 2 to 3 territories. So the second or third territory would be $30,000, not $55,000, and it does not increase your working capital or startup capital if you buy more than one territory. And the average territory is 150 to 200,000 in population. All right, let's get into the numbers. In our franchise agreement, and John will educate you throughout the process, our item 19, our top 10% of our owners are doing over $1.4 million in revenue. We aggregated all the data from 2023 of all the owners that reported their P&Ls, and the average labor cost of any transaction came out at about 26%. The cost of goods is anything that you utilize to do that job, right? So it's the chemicals, the materials that you use, for a gross profit margin of 60%. And then when you look at operating expenses, those are all the other expenses that you use to run your business on a daily basis, came in at 14.3. Royalties and brand marketing fund averaged out at about 9.3. And the average marketing expense that our owners are spending is right about 8.8% of gross sales. So that leaves left, after all that off a sale, a net operating profit of 27.8. So do the math, guys. Take 27.8 of $1.4 million if you were a top performer in our system, and that would be your profit. We've been recognized in a lot of publications. Franchise Business Review is very well known in the industry. They survey our franchises every year. We're actually going through that process this fall, and we've been recognized. We take that data that Franchise Business Review provides to us, and it helps us improve our system and our support to our franchise owners. We're also recognized by Entrepreneur Magazine, and we've been recognized by Entrepreneur Magazine as a top franchise for diversity, equity, and inclusion as well. When you look
Absolutely.
at Green Home Solutions, there's virtually no competitors in our space doing everything that we're doing. There might be companies out there doing mold removal, or they might do some indoor air quality testing, but nobody's doing that way with our exclusive proprietary EPA plant-based products. Uh, this is a lifestyle business. The majority of our business is done Monday through Friday, no nights or weekends. We're not an emergency restoration company when you're getting called out in the nights and the weekends. Or in a lot of cases, a lot of those restoration companies are probably down in Florida right now cleaning up after Hurricane Debbie went through. Our business is done Monday through Friday, and our typical job is about 1 to 3 days. Our customers pay us directly. We don't have to deal with insurance companies and settlements. This is a home-based business. You can start out of your home to keep the overheads down. Like I said earlier, we're up and going in 90 days, and you have very few employees. When you launch your business, it's you, the owner, and 2 technicians. 2 technicians, 1 truck can do up to $500,000 in revenue. So as you scale this business, when you get to that $500,000, you add another truck, 2 more technicians. When you get to $1 million, you add another. So a $2 million operation you might have 10, 11 employees plus yourself, and 4 vehicles out on the road servicing your local community. Our steps to becoming a franchise owner, we have a very detailed process. This is not a sales process, as John knows, working with a lot of great franchises like us. The first call is getting to know you and a presentation on Green Home Solutions. We'll get the franchise disclosure document into your hands, and then we want you to start talking to franchise owners right away. We're going to actually introduce you to your area representative, and that person you'll get to ask them questions on the day in the life and the support. After you talk to as many franchise owners as you need, we move you into getting ready for a confirmation day. We have it meet the leadership, but we just changed it to a confirmation day. I forgot to update the slide. And then if you're all ready to go and you got funding ready, after all that, we're ready to go, get you signed up and get you onboarded.
Many entrepreneurial types have a strong desire to start their own business. However, they're not sure of the exact way or ways to fund their franchise or their startup. And that's why I put together this comprehensive, innovative funding strategies guide. It's going to walk you through the most popular methods available today to fund your franchise or your startup. It's going to include explanations on the SBA Express, the SBA 7A, home equity lines of credit, unsecured funding, portfolio loans, 401k rollovers, and a lot more. Download your free copy by clicking in the link in the description below. Okay. All right. So training, talk about training once again, if you don't mind.
Yeah, it's a hybrid. So there's a week in your home, doing online training and going through your certification. And then you're going to go and spend a week up in Connecticut with our team, learning about the science. We have a chief science officer named David Bloom, and you guys are going to learn about the chemicals that we're using and how they are effective and how they're safe for families. Where you're going to learn a lot about mold. A lot of people don't really know what mold is all about. A lot of people, just for an example, if you have mold in your bathroom, sometimes it comes if you don't have the right ventilation. If you just take bleach and rub it and the mold goes away, you're actually not getting rid of all the mold. You're just getting rid of the surface mold. Those mold spores actually go into the surface and they will stay there. And if not properly treated, they're going to come back. So you're going to spend a week going through that. And then you're going to go out, like I said earlier, and spend a week in your area representative's territory and learn about operating and going out on jobs and seeing how those things are done. And then when you get back, you hopefully have all the other things set up. You have your marketing ready to go, because we want you to do some pre-marketing, right? You can launch your business a lot quicker. You're joining chambers before, maybe B&I groups. And then you're going to have a direct mail piece going out. So when you're ready to launch, all that stuff is going out already. And hopefully you'll start getting some phone calls, or I'm going to be calling my friends and family, and I'm going to be checking their houses out. I'm going to be doing some free indoor air quality tests and hone my skills, but also to see how my friends and family are doing as well.
Beautiful, beautiful. Love it. Well, I really like what you said too during your presentation, Chip, that we often don't think about what we can't see, and
Yeah.
that's the air. And what's more important than good quality air? Maybe good quality water's right up there, good quality food, of course, but good quality air essential to good, healthy living. So, again, great job on that one. So, do you have to be a subject matter expert and already in the industry to do exceedingly well as a Green Home Solutions franchisee?
No, and most of our owners have no experience. One of our top owners are two brothers out in Virginia that came from the wireless world, um, and they got out of that, and actually they're doing extremely well in Virginia. So the only thing I would tell people, John, is you have to be somebody that embraces learning new things, right? You know, we're a little old dogs on the phone here today, right? But I still want to learn even at my age. So ask questions, understand it, and we have it in such simple forms, and you have so many resources that if you don't know the answer, you can lean on. We have owners calling our tech support group when they're in a crawl space somewhere or in an attic because they see something that they haven't seen before, and they're FaceTiming, laying on their backs, talking to our tech team on what's going on.
Love
So
it.
embrace learning because, again, like I said, we have real estate people in here. We have owners up in Vermont that are educators coming out of teaching, doing this business.
Very well said. Now, to your point, you don't need to be a subject matter expert, but you do need to be a learner. Now,
Yep.
an interesting point from one of your slides that I picked up from a multi-unit owner by the name of Jim Blandy out of Naperville, Illinois, and Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
He said this about being a subject matter expert. No, but you do need to have passion about providing healthy living environments for people.
Yes.
Be a
Yes.
learner and be passionate about providing a healthy living environment for people.
Yes. So a
Okay.
lot of the owners that potential owners I talk to, really come to me saying, I want to make an impact in my community. I want to help people. I want to provide better jobs for people. You have to have a passion for that. And if you don't, this is not going to be a good business.
Yeah. Yeah. But I love the fact it's the work-life balance is there. It's not a 24/7, 365, gig like your fire, water damage restoration folks, as you mentioned. So
Mhm.
well said there. And then let's talk a little more about the marketing. So I love the comprehensive marketing slide that you had up there, both online and offline, to help our franchisees acquire customers at the lowest CPA or lowest cost per acquisition. Anything
Mhm.
more you want to add to marketing, how you assist your
Yeah,
franchisees in that
yeah, and
category?
what's nice is we work with another one of our strong vendors that basically are able to aggregate the data from our CRM system, not only from the customer invoices and revenue numbers, but also your online stuff that's going on. So you can go to your dashboard and working with our marketing department and our outside counsel, see how your advertising's working. How many people are clicking on your website? Where are those leads coming from? What keywords are generating more activity than others? And again, like anything, John, right? Depending on your market, sometimes mold remediation is a better verbiage or keyword than mold removal or whatever. So you have one of our vendors that will work with you each month to dig into the numbers and say, hey, do we need to tweak? Maybe we need to move some more dollars over here because we're getting a higher engagement over here. And then we're also seeing the conversions come through as well.
So is the agency managing this for the franchisee, or is the
Yes,
franchisee managing this with the support and guidance from the agency?
it's a team effort, it's
Team
collaborative
effort.
effort.
Okay.
Yeah,
But they definitely have their own dashboard to be able to
yeah,
check their KPIs or key performance indicators
yes.
and be able to stay on that. I like the idea of being able to smooth the budget or reallocate the budget depending on what's working. Perhaps there's some seasonality to this. Sure,
Mhm.
there is. So great that you've got an agency that would be assigned to our franchisees to help them manage that component. That can be a pretty complex world, that whole digital
Well,
marketing
yeah, and
piece,
if
right?
you've never done it before, right? Hey, what, John, I'm sure at one point you didn't know what PPC meant, pay-per-click advertising. A
True,
lot of people don't know, but it's
true.
a great dashboard that is, I think, for some owners is underutilized in not just our brand, but other brands. They complain that they're not getting any business, right? But hey, what are you doing online and pay-per-click and SEO and driving traffic to your, have you ever looked at those numbers with your partner and your vendor? Because again, if you don't engage, they're going to reach out to you. But if you're not willing to embrace and go through with them, you know, it's not going to happen.
Yeah, I like that. So I appreciate you digging deeper on that customer acquisition piece, Chip, for obvious reasons. I mean, studies tend to indicate that most business owners that go out of business, they go out of business because they lacked sales, right? So sales and marketing are key. This is not a boiler room telemarketing kind of operation, obviously, but it's nice for our franchisees to know in advance before they make that level of investment and commitment that there are experts, and this is all those agencies do, is manage and build marketing plans and help our franchisees execute on them in the green home solution space. So well done. How many again awarded and open across the country?
So we have about 62 operating owners that own about 194 territories. And
Outstanding.
they're all operating. We have nobody in startup right now, but we've had a lot of expansions within our system this year so far, and everybody's for the most part is renewing too. We have a bunch of owners coming up on their 10-year agreements, and they're renewing for another 10 years. Which, John, as you well know in franchising, that's a positive thing for a franchisor when their franchise owners want to renew for another 10 years.
That's one of the biggest signs of a great, well-run franchise brand. So excellent. So a lot of multi-unit owners. In fact, on average, the franchisees inside the Green Home Solution space own 3 territories, if we do that math, right? So
Yep.
numbers are really, really good. I love that item 19, your financial performance and represent. Again, what we don't see, we tend not to think about, but it is amazing how air quality could change the trajectory of an individual's physical, mental, and emotional health just by changing the quality of the air that they're breathing.
Well, our CEO had a young child his young child had respiratory issues, and he knew the founder of Green Home Solutions, and before Jeff even became CEO of our company, and called him up and had him come in and do what we do best, and his daughter has had no issues in the home since then.
Beautiful.
Those are the stories we love, is when we're able to come and go back to a customer and they're feeling better after what we've done. We have story after story. We have another woman that lived up in the Northeast that she was allergic to pretty much everything, and she was just miserable. And so we came in and we did some testing, and then we took our product and we sprayed it in her garage, and we said, okay, we let it settle for a while, and then we said, go spend a couple hours out there before we did the whole home, right? Because we didn't want to do the whole home if what we were going to do was not going to help her physically. And we did it, and she sat out there, and it was amazing. She had no issues.
Isn't that incredible?
Oh,
Yeah, no, that's incredible, Chip. On the 27.8% operating profit, that's awesome. Making money is awesome, especially when you have the work-life balance with it. But even what's even more awesome than that is helping people's lives improve, helping people improve in their lives, their health. I mean, if you don't have your health, what do you have, right? So I love the fact that Green Home Solutions is a green company. And as we all know, green companies, folks are coming forward to support them in a very, very big way. And it's obvious that that's the case with Green Home Solutions. So, okay. And again, talk a little bit more about that semi-passive to passive ownership opportunity. You have to have a general manager right out the gate if you're an executive model. Go a little deeper on that.
Yes. Or what I tell people is you work a couple hard years in your business to build the structure and the people, right? Any business out there, it comes from the leadership of the organization, which is the owner, and then building a strong team where you don't have to be there every single time. So we have a lot of owners that have gotten in within 3 to 4 or 5 years, have a great team and have a general manager in place, and then they can take a step back. And some of these owners like actually have invested in other businesses. Our Virginia guys I was telling you about, in addition to Green Home Solutions, they have several other businesses that they will attest that were funded by the profits of Green Home Solutions.
Excellent.
But they had to work hard and build that business in order to do it and put people in place. But from the very beginning, passive is having that general manager that maybe a strong family member or friend or somebody that you can really rely on that has a piece of the pie. I've been doing this for 25 years, and not just Green Home Solutions. If you just hire somebody just as an employee, they can be pirated by another company, or they might have a bad day and don't want to work for you anymore, and they walk off the job. And John, if you're working a full-time job and all of a sudden your text call and say, hey, Joe, the manager walked off the job, what do I do? And you got a big board meeting coming up, right? What do?
Yeah.
So having somebody that has some equity in the business, some I call skin in the game, right? That's not going to walk off the job and will grow with you and will reap the benefits of that reward in helping you build that franchise and maybe other ones later on. That's the executive model we want.
And you want that. Every franchisee, if you ever start any sort of partnership with friends, family that you trust and you've seen in action, you really want them to have skin in the game. You want them to have equity, you know, whether it's 10%, 15, 20%, you want them to have an equity stake. You want them to feel like they're an owner. Why? Because they're a stakeholder, huge stakeholder, maybe one of the biggest stakeholders short of your customers that you'll ever have in your business. So well done. I like that point too, Chip, about working hard the first year or two to build it. It's analogous to a fireplace fire. You know, when you start a fireplace fire, it takes a lot of work, right? You got to go get the logs, the kindling, the newspaper, magazines or whatever, and you got to get it set up just right. You fire up the match. And then what, about 45 minutes to 60 minutes later, that fire is starting to take hold. And now all you have to do is every 45 minutes or so, go over and drop one nice log, perpendicular, not parallel, right? And that thing just keeps roaring. And that's analogous to business. A lot of hard work, heavy lifting up front, but it will be a very good investment of your energy, time, effort, and your resources a couple of years down the road. Okay, very good.
John,
yes.
Also for the future too, right? Because again, at one point, everybody wants to sell their business. But what a lot of business owners don't realize is if I don't build a structure where I don't need to be there every day, day in and day out, my business is not going to sell as well. Because those franchises or even startups that are relying on the owner and the owner alone are harder to sell, because you pull that owner out of that business. If they're the key person, that whoever buys it is going to see usually a little reduction in anywhere from 10 to 20% of business and even employees, because that person was relying on the success of the business.
Yeah, absolutely. No, so you want a strong exit strategy, and that's one of the best. Equity stake in the business. I'd like to say, Chip, if you have a business that won't run itself without you nursing it and supporting it every day, you really don't have a strong business model. And it sounds like you folks have figured out a way to help franchisees get there. The other thing to think about too, for those in our viewing audience, is an exit strategy to sell for 3X, 5X, 10X or whatnot. That's fantastic. However, a lot of our candidates and clients, they want a business where they could bring top friends and family into the business, run the business, and they never sell. Basically, they're able to retire now. They're on a beach in Cancun, and the general manager or the family or friend that's running the place is sending them mailbox money. Well, that's what we used to call it.
There you go.
Automatic credit to your bank account electronically each and every month while you're on retirement. Talking about a nice retirement supplement.
Yeah, very
That's
nice.
the way to go.
It can be done, and a lot of people do that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, we're coming down the line now. So approximate opening from franchise agreement signing, you said 90 days. That's just incredible, Chip.
Yep, 90 days. I mean, it's better than some of the brands they took up to 3 to 6 to 9 months to get people in. But again,
because it's not a brick and mortar.
It's not a brick and mortar. You don't have to find sites. But again, it's up to the owner too. You have things to do. We're going to guide you, and you're going to have your checklist, but you have to get those checklists done. And then you're going to training, and you're going to put all these things in place. So if done right, and a lot of our candidates like checklists and they execute, you're going to be up and running within 90 days.
Tell that quick story you told me before we went on air about your candidate or franchisee in San Francisco.
Oh, I'm talking to a young lady in San Francisco that lives in an apartment. So she's thinking, what about parking and what about storage for my equipment and stuff like that? Well, a lot of people have homes and garages and maybe an extra parking space in their driveway, and it's pretty simple there. For an owner like that maybe is that lives in an apartment and doesn't have the storage, you might have to get a little storage facility, 10 by 10. And most storage facilities nowadays will also let you store your vehicle in that space as well for a small amount of money as well.
Excellent.
Is that what you were looking for, John, particularly?
Absolutely. That was, you nailed it. Yeah. So you don't have to have a big brick and mortar office / warehouse. Start it from your home office, or I like to say, work from anywhere model, and build it, whether it's in your garage for storage or a mini storage space. And then as you scale it, then now you can start talking about office / warehouse space as you scale the operation. Okay, very good. So Chip, that's it for today. What a maiden voyage you just took with me, my man. I can't tell you how impressed I am with not just the Green Home Solutions franchise brand and business model, but with you, Chip Baranowski, my friend, director of franchise development. Thanks so much, everyone. Thanks again, Chip.
Can I say one more thing?
You can say
more. So anybody on your channel here that's listening to this, if you're considering business ownership, don't go it alone. Okay. Use somebody like John, who is an expert at what he does, to walk you through this huge process to find the right business for you. Because again, I've been around the industry a long time, and most people that end up buying a business don't even realize that the business they got into even existed at the time. So use somebody like John, who's an expert that can sit down with you and find out what your strengths and weaknesses are, what your passions are, what your budget is, and lead you toward those opportunities, and then coach you through the experience as well to make sure you check off all your boxes before you move forward with the business. So I wanted to put that plug in for you, John, because you guys do an amazing job.
Thanks so much, everyone, and have a great day.
Bye-bye.